Hey all, so today marks month 3 since I've started doing this. Today is July 17th, also the year anniversary, 2 year anniversary of Fusi 2's convention. Shout out to Fusi 2. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I just wanted to show around. I know on Tuesday I had to do a shorter one because it was crazy. I ran out of memory and I had to spend the past couple of days just clearing out everything to make sure I can record. But yeah, I just want to do the weekly update, or in this case, the monthly update. So let me start over here because I always end up starting in these beds first. I know it's a mess. I'm still tidying things up, but you know what? I'm procrastinating. But today is actually gonna be my work day where I'm gonna plant more stuff for the community gardens in their communal spaces. But yeah, raspberry. This part kind of died out, but this one is thriving, and I think that's how it's just gonna grow out, just this way. I don't know. It's not necessary because it's facing the sun. I actually don't know why it's doing that. Yeah. Okay. So this is the beach. I've learned that these maybe you have to wait around 4 months in this region for it to be ready to harvest. So I'm gonna have to wait next month where I'm gonna take out the beets and probably do something with it. They taste very earthy. I took the tiny one out and took a tiny little bite, but yeah, it's something. Here the okra. As you can see, last time I had to take most of them out, but I think they're still growing. The one thing I would probably do better next time, or probably very soon, because I may just start planting more stuff, including okra. Um, if it's good in this region, I have to double check. But I am going to um, probably just put them in a bigger pot. Put them in a bigger pot. Um, I think that's why they're not growing as well as maybe if they were. But yeah, next time I will put them in a bigger pot. Kale, and I put these in a smaller pot because I know I'm going to harvest them frequently. My rabbits love them. But I know it is the summer region. I don't know if it kind of applies the same thing for kale, but I know the cabbages, they're not necessarily growing into full. They're growing blooms, floral blooms, but they're not growing into their adult, mature size because they do not do well in warmer climates. So, and I think that's the reason why the ones I had in Northridge in the valley were just shooting up, because first off I wasn't harvesting the leaves, and second of all it's because it gets really hot there. Basically almost year round because it's just hot. It's the valley. Yeah. So strawberries, I pulled out 2 of these because they weren't doing so well. I'm not sure if it's because of the bottom of it. Maybe I haven't gotten all the roots out. I take fault for that. But I would say that, yeah, I mean, everything isn't going to come out completely well. But these 2, on the other hand, or at least these 2.5 are doing pretty well. So I think that's good. Here, the kale and whatnot. Not kale. Spinach. Spinach is, I harvest a lot of those seeds, the leaves. But as you can see, the bugs kind of got to them, so that's a bit of an issue. Yeah. Here, what? Yeah, and the cilantro. Cilantro is kind of a tricky thing to grow. Next time, I will get more cilantro, but I'm gonna pot it in a separate container and not put them so close to everything. And my fault, and I'll say don't, I recommend that you don't do in the future, is when you have things like lettuce and kale and cilantro and spinach, don't use liquid fertilizer. Don't use something that goes directly on top of the soil, or else somehow it could be contaminated. And honestly, would you really want to eat something that had poop that was touched directly on it? No. So yeah, at least learn from my mistake and don't add the solid fertilizer right on top of it, because I've been kind of skeptical about eating it. So I will go to Amber, either not Amber, Antelope Lumber, either today or tomorrow, and get what I need and get a couple of supplies like new crops and stuff. And then I'll work on it from there. Okay, so here there's 3 sunflowers. I know I talked about this before, but yeah, they're getting tall. I'm gonna probably put them in here, or maybe get like a separate pot or something. But I've been kind of slacking off and actually transplanting and sowing seeds, so it is my fault. I take full responsibility for that. Yeah, but look at this. The sunflower is starting to flower. You see the yellow leaves here. That's great. It's not gonna get as big as if it was so directly into the ground. But this is a smaller pot. I mean, I said before, it is pot bound, so it is small. The sunflower is gonna be small, but once they had the stem was like this thick, and the sunflower was like this big, like large. Yeah. Anyways, I got the tie. I picked these up, I think, on Monday or something like that. Earlier on this week. And yeah, I got even more peppers. This one I heard that it grows. They call it an ornamental fruit or plant. It's spicy. It is spicy, but it grows really well in smaller spaces. So basically, I can have a smaller size pot, and this thing can basically thrive in it. That's what it's set to do, and so I just decided to take it. It's Thai. It's a type of Thai pepper. And yeah, this one is shishito. This one is actually relatively sweet. I think it's from Japan, but I got it because I love tempura, and I actually want to see if I can make some tempura out of this. See, that's the thing. My goal is to maybe grow more stuff that could be turned into tempura. Like I know, at least these I know. I think I had them before, but I wasn't sure if they were spicy or not in tempura. If you don't know what tempura is, it's like a kind of battered with vegetables and stuff. Sometimes they kind of bat the fish, but tempura to me is really good. It's a Japan-based dish. It's kind of like fried vegetables. But you have like a special sweet dipping sauce that I especially love with the tempura. I just want to try that out more. Alright, so let me go to the beds here. Actually, let me just stop here real quick. Here, the strawberries, I have at least 3 of them that are ready to harvest. So these ones here, these are definitely the flowering types, and that's what I was looking for, because the ones I always buy from Bonnie Plants, it's either they past the flowering phase or they're just not flowering. And I know obviously that this is the season, one of the seasons where strawberries are ready to harvest. So it was just so crazy to me to think, that it's not flowering. I want my strawberries, man. And then my citronella. No mosquitoes, but still a lot of flies, unfortunately. Let's start off with dip beds first. I always end up going to the tomato. And yeah, I harvested actually one zucchini, I think 2-3 days ago. And this one is going to be ready to harvest very soon. It's just about ready. I just want to give it a couple extra days. I like to give it at least 8 days before I can give it a little snippet. But yeah, it kind of looks like a squash if you look at it even more. It's like a butternut, a really skinny butternut squash. Yeah, this is a zucchini. The second one, they have some female flowers, but I don't think they didn't make it, unfortunately. But there are things, once again, that I'm learning. But I'm still happy that I was at least able to get something from these, and they're still flowering, so I'm not taking these out until they officially die out. There's no more flowers, and so all of these can still be in here. They can still be grown, because they're still flowering, and I think that's a good thing. Always a good thing. Butternut squash. These are small. Like, these are really small. I know, and I know they're kind of trying to face the sun, so yeah, these are kind of some funky butternut squash. I have mostly male flowers at the moment, and this is the longest one. I think this one will probably get me some fruit, but yeah, I mostly have male flowers. Some of the female flowers have died off, unfortunately, but I still think these are growing, and I still think I will be able to hopefully get something out of these, because I love butternut squash. And plus, they have a long shelf life. Even if they are smaller, it's a bummer, but I think I can tolerate at least having one. Yeah. It's it's not like a whole grass field or something I have where I can just do whatever I want at the moment. So I'm accepting and I'm tolerating the small, smaller yields of food. Yeah, so here's the long zucchini. All it has on there is male flowers. There's no female flowers. All of these are male. It's good. Hopefully, I want to see if I can grow some female flowers, but there's no female flowers. Yeah. So, and then the cucumber. Yeah, I don't think this cucumber is doing so well. It has flowers, but I think somebody also, I think they had a similar problem like mine. So I'm just gonna pull this out. Yeah, so it's okay. It is okay. I mean, I can always just get some cucumbers. But I will definitely see if I can get a bigger container if I still want to grow cucumbers. They kind of, usually plant them in spring and have them get ready to harvest in the summertime. So if it's too late for that, I can wait. I just ate a whole bunch of cucumbers just now, and I'm enjoying it. And I think I can be patient enough to still have to buy them. So yeah. If I didn't mention before, a couple of days ago, I'm actually gonna upload the video today. But a few days ago, I think on Tuesday, I actually took the bigger tomatoes from here and then made it into a tomato sauce. I took the garlic. I took some, I think 7 of these tomatoes, and then I decided to, I think also some herbs, and a couple peppers. I think one of these actually, the tinier one I took. And then I made, and jalapeno, of course, jalapeno. And I made some tomato sauce with it. I kind of had like, I think this much in a jar. I know if I had at least 9 more of those, I would be able to make a full jar, but I am not complaining. You get what you get. And plus, these are already starting to fruit. Look at it. And I had so many flowers, and so once you see that the flowers just kind of come off, that means that it's been successfully pollinated, and now we're gonna get ready to fruit. So these, I think, may be much quicker than these, because I feel, this is a smaller plant, and already it's growing it's kind of a big fruit. Yeah, so I got it's growing some good tomatoes. I hope with these, I hope they grow a lot. I hope they grow an abundant amount, so I can be able to make a good jar of tomato sauce out of it, and also be able to give some, to people. I think what I'm gonna do is take some of these out and then probably give it to the people upstairs if she wants some. But then I think I may give her one zucchini. I may give her a couple tomatoes and stuff. Just for generosity. Oops, sorry for the finger. Yeah, so these are the tomatoes. Strawberries I was talking about. I got gypsy peppers. They're not really growing, so they're growing at a slower pace compared to everything else. All the other peppers, they're obviously starting to fruit. kind of into these funky shapes rather. But yeah, everything else is kind of going on. But it's still got some flowers, so I still know that it's growing and stuff. That's good. If I didn't mention this before, these are growing. The special, the more gourmet red peppers. Now it's not even spicy really. It's just it's called roasted red pepper. Yeah, so as you can see, these are starting to fruit, and it has a lot of flowers, and I don't see any yellow, so I think it's gonna have a higher yield. I think that's good. I'm gonna harvest some of these. Yeah, these seem like they're more indeterminate, which means that they kind of will probably start to flower again. Cause I mean, see, some of it is dying, maybe not, but I still see there's some growth going on, like in between here. I don't see a lot of flowers necessarily, but I can tell you this, that they have, I had like a whole bunch of them growing. So you see this one right here. It's kind of hard to keep in focus, but yeah, that's gonna turn into a tomato. So this isn't going anywhere anytime soon because they're still giving me a lot of growth. A lot of these are still giving me growth. It may take a little longer, but I still believe I'll get a lot of yield from this. Like I said before, there was at least 160 flowers, and I can't even count how many I picked off. I probably picked off at least like probably 35, 40 now, and I still have a huge yield worth of these. I can fill up a couple of containers full of them. Yeah, these are great actually. I think if you want to start a farmer's market, these are definitely, cherry tomatoes are the way to go. You get a huge yield for each crop or for each plant, and if you just have a bunch of land, you just grow them out. And you can charge at least like $3-4 a container, which is it's just good. Or I mean, it's great honestly. So if you were to at least make 3 for each plant or something, and say you probably grew this from seed, like it probably cost like 10 cents per seed, and you give it a little time. That's a lot. You get a really, really good price of the yield. So easily you can make $10 per one crop, just from, because people are willing to pay $4 or $5 knowing that something is locally grown in the region, and supporting a small business. So it's great. I wasn't necessarily doing it for the money, but doing it for the advice. And I'm thinking maybe I may, I'm learning things as I go. Once again, I'm not an advanced gardener, so there are some things that I'm still learning as we speak, and I'm still experimenting. Okay, we went through these. Right, so these are not doing so well. I'm not gonna take it out quite yet. I think what I need to add is, I'm gonna add some fertilizer. I'm gonna add some fertilizer to the plants that I think I didn't add fertilizer to. And I can't mess with this too much. It looks like a fragile plant. So don't do what I just did. But yeah, the chamomile is going pretty nice actually. And they have such a warm, creamy, sleepy smell to it. I want to figure out what I can do with the flowers, but they're great. So this is one of the plants I actually harvested to make the tomato sauce. This is the Italian oregano. This is not basil. I keep saying that because the basil's right there. Right there. Yeah, but anyways, sorry about that. Right, anyways, these is the oregano. I chose some of these. They're growing pretty well. Thai basil. These were actually starting to flower really quickly, so I had to kind of snip off some of it. And already, you can see that some were growing from the sides. I just want to at least get some more out of it and let it expand a little bit more before I let it flower. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I think these probably have to be in the shade, or maybe those are more of like a drought tolerant plant. So next time I do get these, I'm gonna double check and see how well it does in this region. But not, I'm not gonna plant them with all of these. Maybe these are kind of docile plants, so I can't just have them be all over, be in the same pot with the other herbs. So something to know in advance. But I will, in the meantime, add some fertilizer and see if that'll do anything. Because honestly, sometimes, yeah, it could be they are fighting for space, so maybe some of these are more invasive than others. I know oregano is one of those invasive plants, so that probably has to do with the fact why this one's kind of suffering. But yeah, once again, I'm learning as I go. As I go. This is one of lemongrass. Yeah, lemongrass grows pretty fast. The rabbits love it, and it's very aromatic. I love it. I'm glad I bought more than enough because I don't think you can go wrong with lemongrass. Eggplant. So I think these are, yeah, it's starting to flower. The Black Beauty, and then I also got a few flowers up here. And Japanese eggplant. These are going at a slightly slower pace, but they have expanded. The leaves are nice and big compared to when I first got them. These feel more like an annual to me. Honestly, I think they haven't gotten big enough where they're at the flowering age, but I had these since I first started actually. So I had these for just about 3 months, and they're still green. And I harvested quite a lot, and I still have a good amount left. So yeah, I mean they're still growing. That's all I can say. And the lavender, yeah, these are doing alright. This one right here, it's kind of funky, but they're still at I guess a decent rate. They tend to kind of droop down. If, like I said before, they droop down when it's in the heat to at least try to preserve some of the water. But I know they are in a smaller container. They're not extremely big, so this I think I believe they need a little bit more water than if you were to have a big bush planted directly in the ground. Yeah. So these, I think they were on the verge of flowering, but I did cut some and I chopped a lot during the, for the tomato sauce and the rabbits and stuff. But they're still doing pretty alright. I love my pesto basil. These were kind of dying. It looked like it was dying, and I know it's because it wasn't in the sun, and also because it is smaller, and I don't think it was kind of deficient in nutrients. So I gave it some citrus fertilizer and adequate amount of sunlight and water, and it's doing very nicely. Yeah. Here's my lemon thyme. I just kind of give these to the rabbits. Maybe if someone wants an exquisite or extravagant lemonade, this would be a good thing to put in it for either the flavor, a kick of flavor, or just for decoration. Here's a purple basil. Purple sage. Gotta double check. Yep, purple sage. Looks very, pretty good. I think the rabbits like these too. And look, I grew lettuce, but a lot of them did not make it so well. And you know what my ultimate mistake is? I shouldn't have planted them in the summertime. So that's something I'm learning, and so I'm not gonna do until once the weather cools down in November or December. Yes. And these are the flowers. I keep forgetting the name of this one, but it is a California native, and they're doing very well. In fact, they've grown since I've gotten it. It was smaller when I first got it. Give me 1 second because I have a phone call, but I'm going to continue this in a sec.